What's up, comic book world? How's everybody doing out there? John, welcome back to the show. Been a little while.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Yeah, as always, looking at awesome comic book art. Sean, how you doing tonight?
I'm great. The Type 1 Murat Michaels variant is at the printers. May I show what this printer share with me?
By all means.
So I'm just going to share. It's
absolutely.
a quick video. Share screen.
Oh, a video. I see. It's got to be all fancy.
Yeah. It's only two. Share screen. Let's do this. Share.
All right, here we go.
Whenever you're ready, just
so
quick.
this is your variant cover with Murat Michaels on it.
Yeah.
Type 1.
So that's what everybody's going to be getting. That's what the cover looks like.
Nice.
All fancy and shiny.
Shiny.
And should be getting it back hopefully within the next week or two from them. And then out to the backers. Thank you, everybody, to spend your hard-earned money.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, go to Indiegogo right now. Type 1, the mailing list.
The mailing list. That's what it is.
The mailing list. Yes, the mailing list. Sign up for the mailing list for Type 1 now. For sure. It's going to be awesome. We got.
Share this out because I just remembered I should share it out too.
Oh, actually, yeah. I should probably do that too.
Yeah,
John,
tweet that. What's up?
Tweet that out. Tweet it out. Give it a tweet.
On my friggin' iPad.
Come on, dude. I just noticed like everybody and their mother is streaming right now. It's crazy.
Well, they suck. There's a little Bancroft for you if you heard that one.
I did. What's he?
Yeah, catching up with those guys. Always exciting. Always knowledgeable.
Oh, you're watching shit live now. There we go. Tweeted it out. We're good to go. Hail Rick Saylor in the house. We got Jeremy Lord Crackhead. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Wow.
80s made consumer. Hail Joe and everyone in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Hiawatha. Hail. I always like that. That's a good name. Paul, welcome to the show, man. Early arrivers. I appreciate it. Chauncey. Yes, sir. Another guy's doing some amazing art. Mostly you can see it on Instagram. Does a lot of live videos over there. Great work, improving all the time. He's made monster leaps over the last year. Enjoy seeing his art. Keep it up, man. Yeah, Mark. That's not Mark. Yeah, Mark in the house. Yeah,
Mark.
Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I understand there's a lot of people streaming, and I appreciate you spending your hard-earned minutes right here looking at some amazing comic book art. And we are going to be looking at Sam Kieth's pretty much the MAXX. About 5 issues in the MAXX. We're going to start with the darker image, but Sam Kieth, for anybody that doesn't know, if you didn't follow his art in the 90s, then you were missing out. I highly recommend you go and checking that stuff out because he has a very dynamic style. He was one of those dark artists. Some people call it dark artists, kind of like Jay Lee, even Dale Keown when he was on Pitt, very dark kind of inks, blacks, a lot of stuff like that, but very stylistic in his approach. Probably more so than I would say of any artist that I can think of that we've looked here on this panel so far. Sam Kieth is probably the most dynamic as far as just he stands out. It's very unique.
Very distinct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the first time I saw his work was, I believe it was in the Marvel Comics Presents books. Mm-hmm. I remember a Wolverine story with what's the guy's name? Cyber, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then from there, I came back across him with the MAXX, and that was just like computer coloring was still new, and Image had brought it about, and I just remember looking at the colors in the MAXX, and I was just like, how graphically everything looked. It was just pretty incredible.
Yeah, I gotta say, was it Olaf? We'll see, but was it?
It could have been,
Steve Olaf. We'll check it out here. But I thought maybe it was him that did. The colors were great in the MAXX. Got the green laser in the house. Welcome. Rick Saylor says, "Hail, John." Hail. So let me get the camera up here.
But how cool was it? His stylistic, with awesome. All the little squigglies, like the rip drapery.
Yeah, where it looked like telephone cords.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everything I drew had that on it, regardless of what the subject matter was.
He might have been the first artist I remember actually seeing that be popularized like that. Mm-hmm. It was like everybody had it. Wolverine had it on his covers. The MAXX had it. Even look here. He did the cover for Darker Image. Yeah, Blood Wolf has it going on.
Yeah, he's kind of has it. Not as much or hardcore as it was, at least on the Wolverine stuff. So
yeah, that was insane. Like I remember, so I got into Sam Kieth through the MAXX. That was the first time I kind of saw his art. And then I realized he did actual Marvel work, and I went back and looked at a lot of his stuff. I think I only owned like a few of those issues. But those covers were insane. I remember there was a cover That it was Wolverine. Obviously, Wolverine was on the cover. Ghost Rider was on the cover, and they were like duking it out in the air or something like that. You remember that cover, Sean? It's just it was a very dynamic cover. Man, I wish I could find it. I've never been able to find it. I've only ever seen it like in magazines and stuff. But that is he did some fantastic work on that. Carl, the first guy to ever send me a super chat. Hail. Nice. I've asked God like twice. Please get Dale Keown cover so I can back it a third time. Yes.
Hail. I'm hoping to do that.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I can feel it. I can taste it. Chauncey says Sam Kieth was like Jack Kirby to me. The first time I saw their work, I wasn't feeling it. Then they grew on me profoundly. Yeah, it was definitely one of those styles that probably took a second to get into. Because again, we're gonna see it here in a second when we start looking at his art, but he drew everything differently than the guys that were doing it at the time that were very popular. You know, his women were a little bit more, they all had that like the beer gut belly going on.
Pot belly,
yeah.
Little South Carolina in it.
Yeah, it was like kind of like very cartoony, but very dark as well. Is very, very cool. Hail, Scary Batman Jenkins. What's up? Hail. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you, brother. Mike, a fan of Superior Press. Yes, love that name. Joe Sontag. Most interesting stream of the night right here. EVS and Shane can wait. Oh,
yeah, you guys can buy Shane's hats any day.
Yeah. I like it. Thank you for joining us.
He's probably selling a hat right now over
there. So, as far as I know, this was the first appearance of the MAXX, unless this came out after the MAXX, because I know there were some scheduling issues with Darker Image. I know this was kind of supposed to be the first appearance of these three characters, but I want to say that maybe the book came out late comparative to some of the ones. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I can't recall.
It was kind of wonky back in the day when it came to their scheduling and stuff. But
great use of sound effects.
Oh yeah, especially in the story. Yeah, like, and again too. So everyone knows I'm not the most big into stories as far as reading. I'm do mainly the art and stuff, but I thought his way of telling stories in the MAXX, and I know he worked with Bill Messner-Loebs with dialogue and stuff, but I thought they had a very unique story, a very unique way of doing a look into a person's psyche. You know, like is he crazy? Is he not crazy? Is this stuff actually happening? They did some great stuff with these sound effects, just kind of really getting you into this kind of, you know, fucked up kind of world that he lived in.
Yeah.
Jaro, morning, boys. Looking forward to this deep dive. Yes, sir. And good morning to you. All right. So we're just going to look at the first, I don't know, it's like 6 pages or something of this Darker Image. But yeah, this is by Sam Kieth, Bill Messner-Loebs. Steve Olaf did the covers. And that's all we really need to know about that. So here we go.
So it is Olaf. Okay. That's good. Who is the letterer, though? Just because I'm not sure where Kieth starts and the letterer begins.
Mike Heisler?
Okay.
Yeah, Mike Heisler. I've never really paid attention to that name or not. I'm not sure. But this was a cool character to start this book off with. And I remember the first time this was actually the first time I ever saw the MAXX was this book. And this kind of introduced me to the MAXX, and that made me want to go get issue 1. Because I was probably about a year late into the whole image revolution as far as how old I was when everything was going on. I was only 10 years old when it happened. You know?
So was I. But I was up to school. I was at Jump Street.
Hey,
I wasn't even born yet.
Right. John's 23.
That's right, of course, yeah. So one thing I really love about the Outback kind of use of this world, or this is what's called the Outback, when he goes to this different kind of dimension, or you want to say plane of reality. I really liked Keith's use of negative space, a lot of white, a little bit of kind of blue sky in there, but it really kind of gave it a unique feel and made especially with the colors of the purple and everything, really pop out.
Yeah, it looks great. Interesting that they would move the sound effects behind the panels. I'm not sure I've seen that. Nothing to that degree before.
You know what? That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've ever noticed that either. Now that you pointed out,
this was like a modern day Calvin and Hobbes for me.
Oh, I never read Calvin Hobbes. I'm lost in you. Lost on that one.
Oh,
yeah. He said, Chauncey said Mike Heisler became an editor at Wildstorm. Oh, I did not know that. Crazy Mad, welcome to the show. Hail.
Yeah, brother.
Good
Yeah.
to see you, brother. Very cool use of characters. Again, very cartoony.
Editor at Wildstorm, easiest job on the planet. Those, like, you had fucking all these fucking just incredible fucking talents there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're doing very little work there.
Yeah.
Probably
Plus,
getting them coffee.
Jim Lee had a very heavy hand there, so you know that a lot of stuff was going through him.
Well, I mean, bottom line is the people he was hiring right out of the gate, they were already fucking insane. You know, J.
Yeah.
Scott Campbell, like, you know, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude.
Travis Charest, you know, once you get that first book, like Charest, you know, had already done the DC work. Once you get those first couple of books out of the way, you should, as an artist, and it's not true with probably most, I'm finding most, but you should in the first couple of books really start to kind of figure out how to do storytelling, you know, just in a simple way. Meaning, like, you know, sometimes people they'll flip the direction of a character needlessly, you know, and it's just like, well, that doesn't work because they were walking left. Now you have them facing right, you know. So small things like that. I mean, that's really where kind of the editorial, you know, should be kicking in at, being like, hey, you got these things don't make sense in the thumbnail, so we need to flip this, do this, or enlarge this, shrink this. But when you're already working with people that got a couple books under their belt, that should go away. Like, if you're an artist and that's not going away, you better start fucking working on that. You know, like, you should be making your editor's job easier, because that makes you look better. You know, that's what the editor's there for, to make everybody look better. You know, and if you're just making it more and more difficult for the editor to make you look better, then they probably got to find a new artist that can do the stuff with less effort. You know what I mean? So that's part of your job.
Yeah, absolutely. Carl says some of my favorite 90s memories are from watching the MAXX and Eon Flux animated series on MTV.
Same.
Yeah, the MAXX, that cartoon was awesome. Or at least the first few episodes. I don't know if I've watched the entire series, or maybe it was just one season. I can't remember.
Just one.
But the first episode, especially, because it was almost like reading the book. They did such a great job of just following the comic book, and it just really seemed like they took Sam Keith's art and almost put it into a cartoon form. In some ways they did a little bit, but yeah, I remember the first time I saw that, I was blown away, because I was probably at my grandma's house, probably watching TV in the spare bedroom and just flipping through the channels, and found it one night. And I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what MTV was. You know, I lived out in the boondocks at home, so we had, like, you know, an antenna on the roof. That's how we got our 4 channels, you know, and that's what I knew.
Damn.
So coming
Central
across
America.
Yeah, so coming across the MAXX one day, it blew my mind, and I just remember it being, like, so cool, and I recognized it. I was like, oh shit, I know what that is. You know, that was super cool. You can find most of the TV series. Yeah, actually you can. Yeah, I saw that. I haven't watched it, but I saw that not too long ago. Sean should be an editor. He makes these shows better.
Yeah, preach that shit. Let everybody know what I can do.
There you go.
But here's
not sure those are connected.
Whatever, spread the rumor. Insulin ain't cheap.
Hell yeah, hell insulin.
Yeah.
What I always liked about these, either backup stories in regular issues, or like these, you know, if you want to call it like an anthology kind of issue, where you just have like 6 pages or whatever to tell the story. It was really cool to see the artists really compact everything together, but they did it in a fun way. You know, the action's still good. I really love the paneling here. It's an interesting choice to go from, you know, this kind of circle shape to these circle shapes. Can't say that. Say that 2 times fast. Circle
shapes. Circle shapes.
Yeah.
Circle shapes.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. Sam Keith does that a lot in his art. He just has some really interesting panel layouts. Like, he's very artistic with the way he puts panels together. It's almost, the page in itself is an art piece.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I'd say that panel or that page would be what I would consider in the layout phase a risky layout, because you're doing the vertical on the left side, driving the eye both up and down, but as you go down, your eye wants to go to the blonde chick at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, and then that makes you kind of want to veer off, but where you need to be going is back up to the top and to the right. Then snake your way back down to the butt shot of the girl, and then off to the right and out. So
yeah.
But no, I would say he executed it well, about as well as you could. But I would have cautioned against that in the layout.
Yeah, I definitely don't think I would attempt to do something like that. But it's also something that I loved about the 90s is there was a lot of experimenting going on. Like there's obviously the way they teach you how to set up a page, there's the backwards Z or whatever you want to call it, how you move an eye through the page. The 90s, you saw a lot of different artists kind of experimenting on different ways that they could do page layouts. Some worked, some didn't, but it is cool to see, just to think about the imagination it took to put that together and almost wonder. I mean, he was probably like high on something, I'd imagine, probably.
Sure. Yeah.
Why not? But yeah, it came out good. It adds to everything. And as an artist, I really appreciate seeing stuff like that.
No, yeah, the
Even
whole book
sometimes
has
if I have a
like,
hard time figuring it out.
yeah, the whole book, all the art has like an atmosphere to it in the, I don't know, the black and the crazy and the design.
Yeah. That's Crazy Man said, quit trying to stifle Sean, Malin.
They're not connected. Hey, you do great at push-ups, so maybe you should be a soccer player.
All right.
Shane's like, yeah, get the word out. But I
forgot
said,
to
Shane
say,
Sean, god damn. Am I drunk?
Melican? I don't know if I pronounced that wrong. But sorry, but hail the show. Raiden Radio, welcome to the show. We got Lockham. What's up, brother? LA in the house.
What's up,
Good
bro?
to see you, man. Been a while. I love that layout. Yeah, it's fun. Like to me, it's fun to see that kind of stuff. It's unique. It's not boring. It gives you something to appreciate. Circle shapes, Julie's character design. That's true.
Yeah, but even behind the circular panels, there's all those little bubbles all over the place. I mean, it's there's a lot to take in on that page.
Yeah. Which, has anybody ever looked at Sam Keith's work before he did mainstream work?
I before
remember
E.
the name of the. Yes. Yeah.
And that was the hardest book to find, like at conventions.
Yeah, I can't find it.
And then you get the idiot dealers are like, except after C. It's like, get the fuck.
Yeah, I've heard of that book, and it looks, from what I've seen online, it looks really cool. I'd like to see that book and read it because it's very unorthodox, in my opinion. Just Sam Keith is unorthodox.
Well, the dude didn't have a head, or if he did, it was just kind of like a flat thing. It was beautiful.
Sam Keith didn't have a head?
The character, because it's that traditional Sam Keith where like the guy's like this, holding like an axe, and it's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Phil said literally everyone is streaming right now. I know. As soon as I was getting ready to go live, it's just like, boom, it's going live. Boom, it's going live. Boom, it's going live.
That's what I knew it was going to happen. I did a retweet or something. I said, hey, I'm going to be on here this time. I knew it. I said I shouldn't have said anything because then what's going to happen is Shane Davis is going to be out there plotting against me.
That son of a bitch.
Hey, Mandy, what are you doing tonight? You want to go live with me? Let's do it all. I don't know. Right around what time Sean going? 10 o'clock.
That sounds about right.
So wait, does this mean that Shane Davis doesn't like art and stuff?
No, Shane just hates me.
Well, you're associated.
He hates everything associated with Malin too, and he knows it. He knows
he's
that
on a shit list.
Firmly in Malin's corner there.
Shane
doesn't. Malin militia for life. Yeah,
we're boys.
Hell yeah. So one of the first cool actually shot of the MAXX here. I don't know what he's sitting on, but it doesn't matter because it's cool as fuck.
He's sitting on Shadow.
Yeah, there you go.
He's using Shadow as a chair. Look at him.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just great character design. Oh shit. Nah,
this almost makes me think that this was probably done first, just because the art has a little bit more of a crudeness to it than what I recall in the main book. So I could be wrong. I haven't dug into the MAXX since before I was born.
Right.
But my memory of it is, that the main books were actually a little, not a lot, but a little bit more slicker. So
yeah, that might be. And this probably is. I mean, he's signed here, and usually only do that if it's going to be like a pinup or a cover. So this might have been something he had drawn and just decided to throw it in to this story.
He didn't know that there would be a book. He's like, I've already signed this. This might be the end of it.
That could be.
Before I have to take it somewhere else.
Well, if you look at the first page,
this is Wolfpack country over here. That's right, Chauncey.
Ew.
Sorry about that. There was a spot with his signature, but it's blacked out on page 1. See the bottom?
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh no shit.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't think I've ever noticed that before. I just thought it was something in the background. Huh.
He signed it twice.
So
Yeah,
nice.
That's odd.
They had Photoshop then, I think. I think they could have done something. No, they had copy paste. Like, they should have been able to do something.
Yeah, right. You think so?
Yeah, like, hey, Steve Olaf, where were you at? Who's the editor? Was there an editor?
The editor on this, Deborah Marvin.
Check. That explains
Ah,
it.
there
You go.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's the
Feminism.
editor on the entire book. So,
Oh, look at this cute little bat right here.
This guy
She's just like,
milkshake.
it looks good. Looks good. Hale, what about? Good to see you.
Hale,
Good to see you. It looks good. Yeah, this is fun, guys. I've been wanting to do looking at Sam Kieth for a while. I wish I could have found more MAXX books than I've got right now in my pile. I think I've only got like 4 more to look at. And I've got a bunch of the Marvel Presents, but they're all scattered in my boxes, and I couldn't find them. My daughter was pretty sick today, so I ended up staying home. She's got a fever, so I was tending to her most of the day, and I didn't get a chance to really get in and look at it for all these issues. But Sam Kieth is one of my all-time favorite artists of the 90s just because of his style alone. Crazy Mad said, I'm mailing militia, but not while he's trying to downplay Sean's editorial dreams.
I can hardly spell and read. I would be the worst editor in the world.
No,
But
I
thank
can't.
you for the love.
No, spelling's not part of it. Like, you get a proofreader for that. That's why I hired Steve Dye, because I can't read either. I'm illiterate.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But thanks for the love,
See
man.
more of the book, but sometimes it takes away some of the details, so I might bring it back down once we get rolling. I think Todd had Olaf's attention on lock at this point. He could have, but I mean, Olaf was doing a ton of stuff. I mean, he did Spawn, he did this.
He was in demand.
Mhm.
He was all over the place.
And that
I would say probably until Rob started up his Extreme Studios colors and really kind of took some of Olaf's people, I think it was, and started his own shit.
Kiko.
Well, Olaf did Ollie Optics. Like
Mhm.
he created a studio, I think, to deal with some of that demand. But also, he was the guy, I believe, that did the Akira colors, right?
Yep.
He was one of the
Shit, I didn't know that.
originators of kind of like the very infancy of computer coloring. So
Beautiful
the
stuff.
comics, at least.
Mhm.
So yeah, so he was definitely the man. And
I've seen some of his color guides. My brother-in-law used to own some of the Spawn stuff, and just see like the different traditional stuff on them. Oh, beautiful, some beautiful shit.
He was our Kyle Ritter, is what he was. I mean,
Okay,
so
there
you go.
Because
There you
everybody was like, "Damn, Kyle is fucking on fire," and then everybody wants to use Kyle, But it's like the only thing Kyle hasn't done that Steve did, which is form a studio, which I think would probably be a really good idea for Kyle to find colorists and train them.
Start his own thing up.
Yeah, and then you have it to where like you get all these other guys, they lay down their colors, and then Kyle would be like, "Look, here's where you screwed up. Here's where you screwed up. Here's where you screwed up." And then these guys become great colorists as well, and then all of a sudden you have, a shit ton of incredible colorists out there.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll ever do that one day. Maybe depends on the money.
Time to strike is now or last year. Like you,
A good colorist is really hard to find.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They're becoming more popular, and they're learning. So at least over here, they're starting to learn some stuff. So
yeah, I've been seeing
we don't have a Kyle Ritter, a new Kyle Ritter yet that I'm aware of. So
but it'll be interesting the day somebody finds that person and just sees see him blow up, because Comicsgate especially, you're in colorists are in demand. A good colorist can make all the difference in the world. Like I said, I'm extremely happy that Kyle's doing Reaper Destroyer. That could not have gone better to get him on the book. So that was awesome. Critter Color Studio. Yeah.
Ooh,
I didn't know Kyle was available for interiors.
I don't know if he is or not.
Just like Joe.
I have no idea. I was just talking to him one day, and he just I was showing him the art, because I was actually trying to just commission him for either a cover or like a pinup or something. And so I was just showing him the art, and he really liked what was going on, and we were talking, and I was having problems with my colorist, and one thing led to another. And I was like, as long as EVS won't be pissed, let's do it. And so I put that on. I put that on Kyle. I put that on Kyle. He was like, "Yeah, let's do it." I was like, "All right." Money.
Talks.
It's like, I'll pay you. I'll pay you whatever you want. Crazy Man said Phil needs to start a writer's studio then, if we are having the best train. Yeah.
Hmm.
Why not? You know, spread the wealth, everybody. Spread the wealth. We can
It's the
all
Brooklyn way.
we can all put it together. You know, start making better books. This is one of the most iconic covers, in my opinion, of the '90s, along with like Pitt #1. You know, some of maybe the Jim Lee's X-Men, but this is just very iconic pose there. Very exaggerated. Very, you know, what's funny about this is you got a lot of detail kind of in the shoulder and the arms, and then everywhere else it's just shapes. But it works.
Yeah, a lot of negative space, which is good. I mean, again, because computer coloring was having its big debut, you know, let people look and suck in all that kind of rendering going on there.
Yeah. Comic book
I mean,
Bob.
two years later, 2 years earlier, that would have been all flats. Like the whole thing would have been all flats, and everybody would just been like, "Oh wow, cool."
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, you have to keep in context of what people are seeing right now. This is new. Like seeing this throughout the interiors of a comic book.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Chance Wolf did the logo for this. He also did the logo for Pitt, and he was a really awesome inker as well. Very cool dude.
Made Jim Valentino look good.
Made Valentino look good. Yeah. Well, I know Valentino's John's boy, so I don't want to talk too much shit.
Look at that. That's incredible Todd McFarlane fucking level shit there. Design. You would think that's Spawn. Like page.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. I noticed a little bit of kind of McFarlane-esque kind of stuff within the MAXX as well. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I liked it so much in the 90s. But if you look at this page, really, you know, what the hell kind of shape is that? But it's awesome. You know, but like as an artist, as Sam Kieth looking here of how he wanted to panel this out, you know, like that's some artistic thinking right there.
He probably thought if I just do this big rectangle, everyone's gonna say Todd. But if I fuck around on the outside of these panel borders and have it pop in or put these circular shapes in there, people will be confused. And it worked.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Chauncey said, yeah, Chance Wolf on logo. Dude did Pitt logo as well. And he said, I beat him to it. Yes.
Oh, it's similar to Pitt. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a conversation with Chance about it, about the different logos. And this was supposed to be, no. Pitt was supposed to look like somebody's head got ripped off. And it was like a splattering of blood, I think is what he said. I'll have to ask Dale if Dale remembers that. Which, by the way, guys, on the 26th of this month, we are going to be doing the Pitt wrap-up series of the the 4 series we did looking at the entire Pitt run. We're going to have Dale Keown on here on the 26th, and we're going to just talk about Pitt. We're going to get into it. So that'll be really awesome. Mark that on your calendars. I can't wait for that.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, just...
You'll have to put all that into a playlist. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I mean that... I don't know. What did we do? 4 or 5 episodes?
We did 4 episodes looking at all 20 issues. And then, so this will be the 5th episode, just kind of, you know, whatever you want to call it, the wrap up. I'll come up with a fancy name for it. But yeah. So this would be fun just to have the actual artist on to be able to, you know,
Pitt Unwrapped.
Pitt Unwrapped. I like that. See, Sean's always got the quick.
That's what an editor does.
This light is pissing me off. Hold on a second. Let me figure this out. Bring down the light a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Okay. But again, some awesome paneling in this entire book. Just really and very indicative to me of the 90s style. Just very dark, very gritty, very grimy. Keith's art was. That's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of blacks. Scary.
Yeah.
Scaring me. Terrified.
And I don't this is gonna sound funny, but I don't know about you, but I like a lot of blacks.
I'm open-minded.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Joe's dream coming to life. Oh, it is actually. Nice score getting Dale for the final Pitt episode. Well, John brought it up a long time ago. He was like, maybe it will happen, and it's been.
Because right when we were wrapping that, or right while we were doing it, Dale was like, all of a sudden, that was his introduction. To CG, and then I was like, wow, that'd be cool. So I didn't know how available he would end up becoming on streams at that time.
Me either. At first I thought it was just gonna be like every once in a while he'd be on like Ethan's show, but after he's been like pretty much all over the place and a regular on the Ballers and stuff, he definitely seems like he's getting more into streaming. So
hell yeah,
the timing is right now to get him on. So that's the 26th, last Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, that's when Ethan said we were losers.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the context of that? I forget.
That we took you out.
You were leaving. You were leaving to go. It was the first one we were doing, or it was the second? No, it was the first one we were doing. I think.
Oh yeah. I had to leave the stream. Right?
You had to leave the stream with Dale.
Right when Dale came on, and I was like, nice meeting. I gotta go
to talk about you.
To go talk about you. Yeah.
And then you leave, and he said something like, made a Beatles analogy. He was like, "Why would you?" leave the Beatles to go see some losers playing a cover band or something like that. And then I had actually sent a super chat earlier in the day, just saying earlier in the show saying something. And the perfect timing was as soon as he said that, my super chat popped up, and Phil was actually on the panel at the time. And he was like, "Hey, that guy that you just talked about being a loser? Like that's
he just sent you $10."
He just sent you $10. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Man.
It was good. It was good time.
It was funny. I forgot all about that stuff. Good stuff.
We got Finatra in the house. Hail Finn. Yeah, love the Blacks. Absolutely. John got to be on the final pitch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he started it with us. I won't have it any other way.
I should do like a Mail-In After Midnight, like the memeology thing, and be like how it started. Show that, and then go through all this cover. Like, where's my cover, Dale? How it ended in tears and blood.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get a final answer to that on the last Tuesday of the month. Stick around.
Wait, why? Oh, when we can corner Dale here?
Yeah. Well, he'll just be on here just with us. And get some answers. Yeah.
Bill Mesner Lobes. He's a Michigander too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's got one arm. He's homeless, and then he's not homeless.
Oh shit!
Just like the MAXX.
Oh, so this is like a real life story.
Yeah, he's not a friend of us, or he doesn't think he's a friend of us. So,
is he?
I've met him. I tried to help him out a little bit, and even offered him some work. And at the end of the day, he said, "I don't think we have the same views on things." And,
oh, jeez.
Mark Wade.
You gotta respect his principles.
Mark Wade is his friend, or his best friend, is what he said.
Oh, his best friend.
Mark Wade is my best friend. So yeah, it might have been the Wade stuff that was turning him off. Like it's got nothing to do with me. Well, other than the fact I hate your friend, but I don't have any problem with you.
Yeah, well, maybe he thought Mark was going to give him some work or something.
Yeah, well, I was going to give him work.
Yeah,
so he was a homeless man in my neighborhood. I was like, "Let me help you, Bill."
You tried to open the door for him.
Mark Wade is my best friend.
Some best friend. He's broken homeless.
Broken
homeless. Sleep in the tub.
He and his wife broken homeless.
Jeez.
So, yeah. They're living with churches or something like that. Last I heard. So, and he works at Panera Bread, I believe, like a janitor at Panera.
Oh, okay. Well, he doesn't even make the food.
Wait, he's got one arm. He's got one arm.
Hard.
Well, how the hell is he sweeping mop then with one arm?
One arm.
He's just going like this.
Yeah. No, he's an alright guy, but he's that really. I don't know. Maybe he was really political at that time because he just seemed to like be triggered a little bit, and then that was it. Last I heard from him.
Yeah.
So,
he has trouble opening his own doors with one arm. Yeah. But you know what? He could use one oar.
Well, he can't clap.
Yeah. He's got a hand. He's got a hand to row, man. He could.
Yep.
Look, I'd still give him work, but I'm not going to beg.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So I got my own pride.
There you go.
So
look at him trying to be not like McFarlane with those panels.
Yeah.
and then you get that down shot like Emp in Wildcats when he's in the alley. Was that Wildcats 1?
Oh yeah.
Sam, what? Sam, come on.
Whoops. Exactly what I was thinking, Joe. Yeah. Again, Mike, fan of Superior Press. Again, if anybody doesn't know, Superior Press is my company, which, by the way, I'm applying for an LLC, and I think it's going through. So that's exciting. Good news there.
Nice.
That's a Michigandian reference. I just found out.
What is
Superior Press?
Oh, Superior.
Yeah, well, when I was coming up with the name, I bring my wife into a lot of things as far as she's got a good mind for that kind of stuff. So she was like, "Well, why don't you name the company after something in Michigan?" And at first, I was like, "Ah, that's stupid."
She's like, "Why don't you name your company after something you love, like white supremacy?" And Joe's like, "You're right.
It's superior." Yeah,
but he's black.
I am an eighth black. That's an eighth black and a quarter.
Wait, why do you love Lake Superior so much? You like going up to Lake Superior, or is that a thing?
No,
I've never been to Lake Superior.
I don't think I've ever been to Lake Superior either. It was just she was starting to think of the Great Lakes and going over some of the stuff. She's like, "What about Lake Michigan?" I was like, "Nah," and just going through the names, and she got to Superior, and I was just thinking of the wordplay of it, like just like what Superior means, the fact that it's related to something in Michigan, and I said it along with press because I wanted to have anything that I was going to name it be with press instead of like comics or something, because I just Maximum Press. I was always a big fan of Rob Liefeld's Maximum Press, and it just sounded cool with press on it, so I said it she said it and I said it, and she was like, "What about Superior?" And I was like, "Superior Press, Superior." I was like, "I think you're onto something. I like it. Let's do it."
Great Lakes are incredible for those that don't know. I brought a buddy out here from California. Californians are retarded. Like,
facts.
That's true. They are.
Native Southern
That's
Californians are fucking retarded. And my buddy was a native Southern California. I brought him out here, and he thought it was going to be like a lake, Yeah, he saw like you can't see across it.
Yeah, it's an ocean.
Waves. He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, no, man, look at a fucking map. Californians, yeah. Like, when I first moved out to California, this neighbor kid came up and asked me. He's like, "Hey man, you want the capital of California?" I'm like, I don't know, Sacramento. He's like, "It's okay, we don't know either." Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
He's serious. Like, I was right. Stab in the dark, and I was right. He's fucking kidding. Southern California.
See ya. You got American Comics in the house. Good to see you, brother. Mike Van Superior Press says a massive to fly over. Yes.
Yeah, if you want to fly over, if you like flying over Winterfell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to miss one of the holiest of holies, fly over by all means.
Yeah. Lake Michigan is it's a big ass lake. I used to, growing up before I knew it was a lake, I thought it was a fucking ocean as a kid. Because it's just, you look out, you can't see a damn thing.
Beautiful.
So anyway, for the fans of the people that watch the cartoon, this was like right. They did this scene. They did this entire book exactly like
for the most part.
Yeah, it started out like this. I remember the very fun line of what was it? It says usually it's fate, but sometimes it's me, and sometimes it's us. Freeze. He's like, "Damn, I was thinking out loud again." Like, that was one of my favorite parts of the cartoon. It's just it's fun writing.
Yeah, I remember kind of catching glimpses of the cartoon. I don't, even though I was like into all this stuff, I never cared much to sit down and watch it. Same with the Spawn cartoon. It was off on HBO, and I was like, yeah, I'm aware, but I'm just like, eh.
The Spawn cartoon was good for like, I want to say the first season, but then it never went anywhere. They were very kind of just very slow episodes. Like they never dove into the history or the characters of Spawn. That's what I was always disappointed in. But the
Mark, great point. Yeah, Mark.
Yeah,
Mark wants me to talk more about the Great Lakes. Look, they are.
Well, explain it to Anna.
Freshwater oceans, guys. You can swim in them all day long, and a damn thing gonna eat you. I got into the ocean out there in California, man. All I could think about was fucking Jaws.
Exactly. That's why to this day I've never gone in the ocean. I've been out to both coasts. I've been to the Gulf. Never stepped foot in the ocean. I was like,
what? Nope. Have you ever peed in the ocean?
Yeah, I'd swam in it.
Yeah, you haven't lived. You haven't lived until you pee in the ocean.
No, because I was like, as soon as I do, a stingray is going to come up and fucking take the foot off. I'm gonna.
That's just it. Like that's how I feel about the ocean. I'm like anxiety. Like if I go swimming in a lake, I feel perfectly fine. Like I'm just in water. It's like a big giant bathtub, but you get in the ocean, there's literally stuff that will just jump out and fucking jack your ass one day. And I'm just like, fuck, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got gators and snapping turtles in the ocean, in lakes. Like,
not in Michigan. There's no gators in Michigan. You may find some snapper turtles, but
no gators here.
Okay,
not a threat.
Florida? Come on now.
Did I tell the snapper turtle story on here? Did I do that? I think
I think the wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
I
last
mean,
time
the one big encounter with
Yeah.
the snapper turtle my entire life.
Yeah. And for the most part, I guess they're all right. Jay Krager said, I love deep water and sailing. Ooh.
You just don't grab a snapper by its dick. That's its
Yeah,
tail, guys. That's why it gets pissed off when you
I
hold
make
up
no
on its
promises.
Shadowhawk says, cool. I've been up to the UP, but I was little and don't remember exactly where. It's beautiful up there, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's what I like about even getting 3 hours north of here. It's like the an hour and a half north of here. The highways just open up. You know, you take 127 north all the way, man. It opens up. Everybody's doing. I think the speed limit there is 75 at some points.
Yeah, I think it does go up a little higher. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there's no traffic. You know, now if you go out there on a weekend or you're going up there at fucking prime time, there'll be traffic. But you just go out there to go out there, man. It's excellent fucking drive. And nice flowing kind of hilly landscapes. I love it, man. Beautiful up there. That's why Michiganders love it up there. That's why Kid Rock wrote a song about northern Michigan.
Yeah, it's beautiful up there. But I will say, if anyone ever goes on vacation in the UP, make sure you fill up your tank as soon as you get over the bridge, because there's far in between gas stations in certain spots.
Yeah, you're getting in Alaska almost. Like that's kind of like how it gets up there. It gets real thick and
I almost got
in the road, baby.
Yeah, I almost ran out of gas there because I was a young kid going up with my girlfriend at the time. We're going on vacation, and I didn't think about it. And we're running low on gas. So I was like, "Oh, we're just gonna hit the next town." It's like we're driving. It's like, okay, we're gonna get stranded out here. It's gonna be the hills have eyes going on.
Andrew Taz is right. The ocean is fucking terrifying.
It is. Hail, Andrew Taz. Good to see you, bro.
Wait, John, is that where you guys went you and your wife for your vacation to celebrate your whatever it is you get married anniversary?
We got married in Toronto, or we got married in Michigan, but we had our honeymoon in Toronto.
I mean, like we
go up to we did go up to Lake Michigan last year. We popped up there, walked along the beaches for a little bit. I ate some sand for some reason. I was on a video call with my mom or something. I found something in the beach. I can't remember what it is. See, that's what I mean. I have a terrible memory, and somehow I was coaxing it. Oh, eat it! Like, oh. Probably probably some diseased thing that I just shoved in my mouth off of a beach.
Most likely.
Yeah, I'm a simple creature. But yeah, man, northern Michigan. You get up there, even Traverse City, you get in the Bay areas. They're beautiful.
Nice.
Jasper says, I'm surprised Sontag chose the MAXX and not some high T gay hero shit by Liefeld.
Thanks for coming, Jasper.
We get a Liefeld one on. There ain't gonna be no 5 issues. We're gonna be going front to back, deep dive, fucking
extreme,
hardcore.
Yeah,
that's how it's got to be.
Staunch Rob Liefeld defender, absolutely.
I'll put my Rob banner right behind us, just so
we'll get my young blood run out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we
did.
Should
anyone
do.
ever get that brigade? I ordered that. I never got it.
Yeah.
And I haven't moved. I still live in the same place. So.
I got an extra one I could mail to you if you want.
Could you? Really? How much do those cost?
Fuck, it's free.
Free? You say, Sean? Oh,
bragging.
Shit, motherfucker. He's got the fucking hookup. Oh,
yeah,
Mariah.
Look at Sean bragging.
Well, maybe not anymore, but...
Send me one, Sean.
I'll send you one. Yeah,
I'll send you some books of something or other.
No, you're good, brother. You do good. Do enough for me.
I need that book.
Look at that.
I need that book.
They don't need feet. That's right. They don't need feet. You don't need feet in comic books.
Rob gets a lot of blame for that, man. But look at Silvestri, look at Mignola. Exactly. They all did the same thing. And when they drew feet, they gave them tiny, like size 5 girl feet. It's like that's just it's just what it is. People don't like drawing feet. I mean, there's barely a foot on this page.
I was about to point that out. Yeah. Like, tell me, there's a little bit of a foot, and the rest of the panel or the rest of the pages. No feet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you don't need feet.
Yeah, knee-high grass. Where do you find knee-high grass?
That's why Australia. I liked. Who was it that used to love drawing rubble? Because you could cover up the feet if you had to. It was nice to throw a character. Oh yeah,
everybody.
Yeah. Everybody. Yeah,
rubble, smoke.
Yeah, those people that demand feet in panels. Like I don't understand it. Like. When you're looking at comic book art, is the foot very important? I mean, honestly.
Here's a question. No chick I knew wore pants like that. back
or dressed like that.
Like, yeah, like what is going through Sam Keith's mind? Like, is he into some kind of weird goth scene? Like, where does this girl exist in 1991?
Yeah, I don't know.
Manhattan. Let me tell you a quick story. Me and my buddies we took the bus into the city, and there was a cracked out prostitute. And she's like, I'll suck all your dicks for $20. I might have stopped him. Like, anybody else want to pitch in? But she was dressed in that type of pants. So,
well, that's a hooker.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think this girl was she a hooker?
No, she's
was
a social worker. She's a social
worker. Same thing.
She's a social worker that dresses like a stripper.
Yeah,
so
that's a good thing to be wearing
when
when you're going to a home talking about, children and whatnot. Like,
I think even this guy's like, where's it at? Something about like, I've never seen a social worker who's dressed like you neither. Sort of like a hooker. Also, it's even played in the script there.
Yeah, hookers. Social
nailed
workers,
it. Nailed it. Right.
Yeah.
So Sam Keith was self-aware that he made a social worker looking like a hooker.
Yeah, it's part of her character, I think, if I remember correctly. It was just because she had some fucked up shit happen to her in her past or something, if I remember. And it's just kind of the stuff that I don't know how she copes with life. I guess I don't know.
Or again, being a social worker.
Pretty deep. This book was actually pretty deep when you actually jumped into it. I watched a video of someone actually breaking down the video, and I didn't realize how deep this book actually was until that day. I can't remember because I was high at the time.
She copes with life by providing easy access at grocery stores. Like,
what better way?
This person doesn't exist, like I'm okay. It's a comic book, but I'm just saying Sam Keith is kind of telling us more about him.
I think we need more people like her.
Yeah.
I think we need more people like her.
More social workers
like this. Yeah.
They might help more people out, just
down with dope, up with hope.
Things might be smelling a little fishy, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we need more people like that.
Lockham says comics are mini movies. How many movies do you see feel feet in unless you're Preston Poultry? Okay. I got you now. Feet, yes. All right. Thank you. But yeah,
several if you're watching any Tarantino films,
Yeah. Crazy Mad line.
That's a good point. Yeah, Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as assless chaps. Ass chaps are just pants. That's a good point. Mm-hmm. Quick story. Hookers. The two little comic book stores by my house, they don't have a big demand for image books, so that's great for me. Because you get them mostly. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, guys. Fell behind there. Date ain't so, Joe. Date ain't so. Day. She was doing good deeds. Day. She considered it part of her social work. Yeah, I mean, she's good at her job. She's good at her job. She knows what she's doing.
I got some spare time today.
God bless her.
Strike file. Hell.
There we go.
Yeah, you got Strike File there. Badass. You got some Death Blow Cybernary. You got Manabat. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Manabat, fantastic artist. I've got one of his artist edition books back there, all black and white of pretty much everything he did at Wildstorm. We'll have to look at that someday. Very good. Mm-hmm. Very good.
When I think of people using a lot of blacks and they're not, past slave owners, I think of Nick Manabat.
He uses a lot of absolutely. Blacks. He used a lot of blacks. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll have to dive into that someday.
In Comics, he reminds me of Corey Barton's work on that.
There you go. Good call. Mm-hmm. Corey's getting better and better, by the way, especially with his colors.
Yeah, he just did just colored up a couple pages for me. It looks great.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Two unsuspecting teens.
I want this chick to die.
Yeah, well, something bad's gonna happen to her, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that was another thing with this. The subject matter in this book was actually pretty damn sure.
Like some rape, right?
Yeah. It was like Mr. What's this dude's name?
Gong or Goon?
Yeah, Mr. Gong or whatever. Yeah, it pretty much rapes her. Or at least they allude to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I remember as a kid being like, "What?
What's this, Mom?"
Holy fuck! That's a lot of panels. God dang. That's insane. That might be the most panels I've ever seen on a page. even maybe more than like a Frank Miller page. That's crazy.
What was it, 24, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not for nothing. It's just heads and like walls. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, but I mean, even when Miller's doing a lot of panels, it's little
Just faces
shots,
or whatever.
shots like that. Yeah. So
I'm not impressed.
oh snap!
Yeah. Andrew Taz says the panel density and design is interesting. Just in general, yeah. They're doing an odd ad of Corey's art. I think he's not just a colorist. Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, he's not just a colorist. Yeah. I mean, he's an artist too. He's doing the Kozar art. Yeah. Clayton's doing a lot of the finishing and everything. But yeah, Corey's got
he's a
no
good
style.
Corey drew a double pager for Visions too.
Nice.
Oh,
then he colored it, and then he colored Clayton's.
Very cool.
So Clayton did one too. If you guys didn't catch that. No, I love the Barton brothers, man. If those guys would just start working for me full time, the world would be a better place. But
there you go. I've even got Clayton and Corey doing something for one of the cards for the Reaper Destroyer campaign. I think Clayton's going to draw it and Corey's going to color it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I love this panel work right here. I love the falling panels as he's jumping, as the little whatever those little critter creatures are is falling down there. Yeah, that's cool. I dig that.
This brings it to like the Alice in Wonderland type of kind of part of it, the whole dream reality thing.
Look at the proportions on so the MAXX is just this hulking thing, and he's all squatted down. So if he stood up, I don't know how tall the Mr. Gone guy is, but
yeah,
MAXX would be like 10 feet tall if that dude is 6 foot. You know what I mean?
Shit, yeah. Yeah, because he's kind of, I don't think we ever see the MAXX like stand up. That's
look,
awesome.
Mr. Gone only gets taller when he's standing on those little evil pieces or whatever. Look at that arm though. That's classic right there. We got telephone cords hanging off for the tears down below. You got that Wolverine hairy arm that he was doing where he's really drew the shit out of all the hair on Wolverine. Great stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice closer right there.
Yeah, that's a way to do it. That's the way to close an issue out. Got a that's a fan sketch there. A wiener. Wiener T something.
93. 1993. Wow.
Yeah, man. This was one of Pitt and the MAXX were like one of the first big outsiders I think they brought in. Like Kieth and Keown.
Yeah, and that's something that I want to talk to Dale about too when we get him in here is a little bit about or I could do it on my show too. But
we'll do it here.
You get an opportunity to talk to one of the not one of the founders, but one of the early people of Image. Just like what was going through your head at that time. You know what I mean? Like you're leaving job security for this unknown, you're really stepping out there and saying, okay, let's see what I really got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the problem with people in mainstream. And that, I mean, even the mainstream in that day was 99% of the people didn't have the balls to say, let me go see what I got. Let me see what I can do in the independent market. It took real courage for these guys to say, okay, let's expose ourselves. That's why most people stay in Marvel and DC these days, as opposed to coming out here to Comicsgate and independent comics and doing what they can on a crowdfund because they don't want to be exposed,
Exposed.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun when he's on. Just to be able to talk about that kind of stuff. Because I mean, honestly, that again, he was an artist at the height of his popularity, just absolutely killing it at the height of popularity of comic books. Like that must have been an amazing time to be a comic book creator, comic book artist when that was all going on. Because 92, 93, 94, I mean, those years were just lit. They were on fire.
Yeah.
And John tries to hire everyone except for Sean as an editor.
Yeah.
Hail, Sumo Thori. Good to see you, brother.
Hail.
So yeah, again, some in-stream panel layouts.
Here to that point, like back in the day, I think someone made like an IMDb for like Jack Show, and they like put me down and maybe Cecil, and I don't remember the specifics of it. They wrote us down as like producers and writers written by, like whatever those credits are. And I was just like, oh, that's it's like, yeah, kind of, but that's overstating what we're doing, So yeah, that's all I want to say about that.
I always laugh when somebody's like, I have an IMDb. Big deal.
Yeah, that's how Anna allegedly got doxxed, I think, with somebody.
Oh, really?
At IMDb. She's like, I don't want all this information known about me. So,
yeah, that sucks. Doxing ain't cool, people. Just,
I don't think it was meant to be ill will or anything. I think it just people, maybe, I don't know, because I don't know who made the IMDb of it.
What's
MAXX
interesting?
too.
What's interesting? I just noticed is like these are like a yellow legal pad.
I noticed those gas prices.
$1.19, yeah.
$1.19.
The good old days.
Oh,
take
God. Yeah, $1.19. Yeah, it's legal pad for the words.
Because she's a social worker.
Oh, see? It's all
That's what the
making
editor
sense.
does.
That's a badass panel. This is the thing about any of these comics back in the day. They always had, 1, 2, 3 of these really awesome, just kind of splash pages, with just some fun action, good detail.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very, very McFarlane, I would say. Definitely with like this cape kind of just disappearing into the light and everything.
Yeah. I would have liked to see more bursting from underneath, though. I think McFarlane would have had that hood like crumbled in. Maybe I think it's a car, right?
Yeah.
Engine parts flying all over the place.
A little bit more impact.
Thad is it's okay. Probably would have went bigger with that, but Fluffer credit. Oh wow,
all right.
Don't underestimate the Fluffer credit. No,
that's right.
That was another badass.
Look at that tricep,
yeah. Yeah, Keith was great at doing that tricep, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, again, Keith and Keown, man. Like, you see these big muscular arms, back sides of them for sure. You're down. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
They could do it.
They were probably the best of them.
Dale would have gave it a lot more veins, though. He likes throwing arms like a big veiny dick.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted to draw veins like Dale did with his, like with Pitt and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Sean is the editor. He understands the little details.
And this is the best show ever. You guys are appreciating my worth.
You guys are all over Sean's nuts. This
Yep.
Mark is in the right spirit.
Hail to the chat. Everyone, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications.
Yes. Good call. Thank you.
And then there's that donut that's always in his shoe or his boot.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is that he made his costume from.
There's a couple panels where it's detailed out, and it's like, that's a donut.
Why don't you guys have OC Steve on here? I thought he did a really good job of like reading these books and then filling us in on all of our memory gaps.
Well, part of it is because he started doing other streams and getting really popular.
Fuck that bitch.
So he was on like 3 different streams. And sometimes I'd hit him up and be like, hey, have you read this book? And he'd say no. And so it's one of those things like, I don't know if he's read a lot of the stuff from the 90s like we have.
Well, that was kind of what made it interesting is him going through and reading everything for the first time. And then us, telling him why he's wrong.
Exactly. We need to,
no. The thing is, he got popular. He's on another shows, and he doesn't need us anymore. So
yeah, there it is.
That's the truth of the man. I'm kidding. I love you, Steve.
Yeah, but he has done quite a bit. He's a very busy man these days, which I'm proud of him from getting out there and getting his personality on more and more shows. Oh, hey,
there we go.
There's some bondage going
on.
Oh
yeah, dude. Hey, Sam, we got you figured. We got your number.
Yeah, we know what's going on here.
So, and here's what this is what I hear about Sam Keith, that he did very well. He did very well. And then he just disappears.
Yeah.
It's like, well, a lot of people did very well, but I mean, you still have to work. How well did he do? And what did he do with that money? Like, where is, where is Sam Keith? Is he like the next Steve Ditko?
Ooh.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I think he did a MAXX Batman crossover that they either republished or was new. Like what, last year, 2 years ago, the DC put out. I kind of checked out. That was interesting, you know.
Sylvester was working on a Batman too, right? Did that ever come out?
Apparently soon.
That's what they keep saying.
I heard soon the last time I heard about it, and that
right,
was
exactly.
Like
it's
5
always
years
soon.
Years, yeah.
It's always soon.
That started like 2011. Hey, Pops, or 2012 is when he started drawing that fucking thing.
Yeah, because he started drawing it when the new 52 hit. Because if you look at his Batman designs, they're modeled after the new 52 upgraded design that Jim Lee created. So he took so long to draw it, they eventually left the new 52 and went to a different design. So I don't know what's going to happen with the book. It's just going to be its own continuity if it ever comes out. I hope it does, man. I really do, because I need some more Sylvester in my life. You know, there's not enough.
Yeah, because like Sylvester,
there.
at least the last time I saw stuff he was drawing, you know, which was I think the Batman stuff. It's like he's still fucking fire, man. Like even when they brought back, like he did that Aphrodite 9 or whatever cover, like I don't know, 6-7 years ago. It's all pencil. I remember looking at it. Yep. She's like sitting on the ground, but she looked fucking fire.
Yes,
like he hasn't lost his touch. He might have gotten better with age too. And I don't mean that as, you know, like, oh, he's refined. No, he's still like drawn. At least what I've seen, it's still fucking like balls to the wall of Sylvester.
Yeah, Sylvester he's not lost his step. Every time he puts something out, it looks awesome.
Eye cataract surgery, please. What are we talking? I don't know. I've never had a cataract. So what? Let's say 6 months. It's been 10 years.
I was just gonna say he had that a while ago, because I think I remember he was still, not young, but he had that a while ago.
We were still children when he had cataracts.
Yeah,
look at us now. Shit.
Yeah, because I remember that one picture. If you ever Google Sylvester, his art or whatever, there's this one picture he's got where he's got like one of his eyes is completely covered up with a patch, and he still looks pretty young at that point, like probably at least, you know, late 40s maybe. I think he's in his late 50s now.
Yeah, he's in his like almost 70.
No, 60. He's in 70. No, he's probably in his late 50s, mid to late 50s.
That's what I was thinking. Mid to late 50s. I don't think he's in his 60s yet.
He's old.
I know he was older than, I mean, Liefeld was the youngest, but I don't think he was much older.
He's 64.
What?
Close.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, born 1958.
Damn.
Spouse Bridget Sylvester meow.
Oh, I mean, she's she's
voluptuous.
Yeah, for sure. As the mother of all overbites. Yeah, it's a hell of an overbite, that's for sure. But yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at Bridget. But there's a fast link right to her name. I had to click it.
Oh yeah. She's an attractive lady, very, very voluptuous. Like
yeah. Now, is that his face though? Isn't it? I always assumed it was just a mask.
Yeah, it's just as far as I know, later on in the series,
he took it off.
He took it off, and I think he was just like he was like a gardener or something. There was like a homeless guy that found this costume. Like the series got really weird once you got like farther down the line.
It got dumb.
Yeah, they went in some weird directions.
See, that's why we need OC Steve to read all this shit for us.
Well, I'll have to give him some homework then one of these days.
Or I can go head down to the Salvation Army. I can pull up a Bill Mesner Lobes to come out here and stream with us.
He's just hanging around.
Bill. Chauncey said that Sylvester book has to come out. I bet he won't do another sequel run after Batman. No, like
he's done.
I keep hearing he's semi-retired. He's, you know, the sequential work and stuff. Like you'll see him doing variant covers. You know, he does the stuff for the Kickstarter, the Top Cow Kickstarter. He's been putting out covers for that. He's done some stuff for McFarlane.
Oh, and Bill Lobes actually knew my mother-in-law.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I think that's how I started getting clued in that he was in the area, because I believe my mother-in-law had like a note or a little doodle or something like that, and it said like Bill Lobes. You know, I was like, huh. So she's gone now. So I would ask her for whatever that was she handed me that one time, but because that's my memory again. But yeah, she handed me something and it said like Bill Loeb's on it. I was like, oh. So yeah, she knew him. They went to dinners at old people's. They all go up to some free dinners somewhere. So that's what they did.
One of my favorite covers, but then again, you put any character in the rain, and I just love that shot. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like you can sell me any cover.
It's like a billion. It's like a billion sperms.
Yeah, that's not rain, Joe.
I don't know what it is, but I like it.
That is what we call a bukkake party there, everybody.
Oh my god.
I actually didn't realize it took us so long to get back into the Outback.
Look, well, we've already rediscovered that Sam Kieth is a degenerate.
Yeah, it's
bondage S&M guy. Yep. So I mean, for him to throw jism over another man, it's par for the course at this point.
So just another Tuesday for that guy.
Great design. I like that. Nice, simple. It's not that overcomplicated stuff that we saw in the darker image. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. This
drew the shit out of that skull and the feathers in there. Yeah, that's great.
He spent basically the most time on this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all.
And you're like he's like fucking off. He's like, hey kids, like here's a little fucking slug I drew for a child's book.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Noah's here. He shouldn't be in this video chat. He's too young for this.
Where is he at?
show.
There he is. Hell no.
Hell no.
He was actually the first one to comment on this video when I posted it. So he is the first.
It's getting dark in here, so you've been warned. Great design, great opening page or second page there. Beautiful down shot. And then again, look at fucking MAXX, man. He's fucking hulking.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big son of a bitch. Yeah, you're
like
right.
If he stood up, you're right at that dick. You know what I mean? So that's probably why he's always hunched over.
Which I don't have it on me, but the ones where Pitt crossed over and he had like 2 issues of the MAXX that Pitt showed up in, they were virtually the same size, at least how Sam Kieth drew them. And again, he drew Pitt kind of crunched over too, or just everybody has bad backs.
And let me say, I love the way that they did the MAXX writing there, how they cut it out for the
right here.
image. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah,
I like that. I'd love to see people do more design like that in comics.
Yeah, I agree with you. That kind of stuff is pretty cool. You got to definitely have an eye for it and kind of know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you need a Sean as your editor.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it's why you need smart, intelligent people or creative people, because like a letterer could come up with that conclusion. The pre-press guy could come up with that as an idea. Hey, what if we dropped in this, cut that out,
John, all these compliments, I can't take it.
Yeah. So having a good team, man, that's the main thing with comics, man, is you got a good team that can help pull things together. It can make you look real smart. Otherwise, you just have to be really smart. But since most people aren't geniuses, it helps to have a really good team with creative input.
Yeah.
Valuable creative input, because anybody can have creative input.
That's
valuable, high value creative input.
Yeah, stuff you can actually use.
Yeah.
You should do
like Sean.
Yeah.
Like Sean, he needs to be an editor apparently.
Yeah. I'm open for you people.
Mark says Mark Silvestri is the biggest guest at Fan Expo Philadelphia this weekend. Sucks he isn't coming to Fan Expo Cleveland next month. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet. Me either.
He hobbled past me.
But he is making it. He's making it out to places.
Road trip, Mark. Get out there.
Yeah.
You're probably our age-ish. You got a car. Make a dream come true, man. Go meet Silvestri before he fucking gets like cancer or something. Just do it.
One of these days.
Look, here's my advice. Here's my advice. Go get Bob Seger's greatest hits on CD or I don't know, MP3 these days, whatever. Yeah. Get that album, put it on your YouTubes, plug it into your car, put it on repeat, and just drive. Just drive to Philadelphia. You're already in Ohio. It's a straight line almost. Go ahead.
Hey, sold me on that. Yeah, I'm there. Scary Batman Jenkins said, no one ever talks about the 10th. That is my favorite. Well, you're in luck because we are going to at some point. That's definitely a series I want to cover.
Those I have.
Green. Who did that? The 10th.
Tony Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay.
Yeah. But I still think that's some of my favorite work by Tony Daniel. It was before he got too commercial and he was just kind of doing his own thing. Yeah, Bob Seger's good. Damn right.
That was just boring.
Well, his music.
What,
will
Bob
live on.
Seger?
No, Tony Daniel.
Oh,
yeah. I thought you were talking
What
about
are you
Bob
guys
Seger,
talking
too. I was
about?
like, Bob Seger.
Bob Seger.
Is he dead?
Look, you'll
he's
play
not
that
dead.
thing. You'll play that thing straight through like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean that's how good that album is. Especially while you're on
Hail,
the road.
Matt.
We jammed that all the way back when I was moving. The wife and I were moving back from California. We just left that on repeat.
Bob Seger's great. Great. I got some of his greatest hits. Got some live stuff that he's done. Yeah.
Yeah, I got all of my dad's shit
Michigan boy.
back there. I'll eventually bust it out when I get his CDs out of the shit.
I love the paneling on this page. I really do.
Yeah.
Complex.
Yeah. Shit. This entire page is great. I don't know what's
That's
up
a
with this
whale of a
whale.
panel. Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes like I get a feeling like looking at it, like kind of like Eraserhead. If you guys ever watched that David Lynch film,
yeah.
like I describe Eraserhead as like having your head laying on the toilet bowl, like while you're throwing up, like drunk. You know, I'm
Been
just
there.
like you're just like, God, kill me, take me now.
And
Something about the way he lays these out kind of gives me that kind of, again, I hate to use the word anxiety, but a little bit of anxiety about it. Like the design works, it's there, it's fine. It serves a purpose of making it more interesting, but maybe I don't know. There's something about it, just like get a little, I don't know.
Well,
TBC.
I know with this right now, like he's in 2 different planes of reality right now. He's in the outback, but as he's moving through the real world as well. So in this panel, he's showing the cracks. You can kind of see the real world, New York, and then the main
Goodyear
panels
blimp,
you're seeing.
right?
You're seeing the Goodyear blimp, and then you're seeing the outback. So he's kind of showing like that fractured mind aspect of stuff. So maybe that's why it kind of works. I don't know. I have a feeling that maybe Sam Kieth was doing a lot of acid when he was drawing these books.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know,
Yes or no?
the guy knows how to use ink and brush probably, so he's probably just laying down some really thick stuff, you know. Whereas I'm like, just give me like a micron, you know, like a nice straight. Here's a panel.
Yeah. There's definitely some thick panels he's doing in this. I always like the thinner panels, to be honest with you. I don't know why. I just really maybe
I
it's
like
just kinda
clean
more of my
geometry.
influence.
I'm not saying that that you should do it all the time, but I really have a sweet spot for clean geometry, clean rectangles, nice lines, and you know. But that might be what they're going for. I mean, that, you know, if it's madness, then okay, you create panel borders that are a little bit crazy. But I mean, there's so much crazy in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the entire book is crazy. Yeah.
A lot to take in visually.
I've always had a philosophy that if it's going to be like an intense situation or something that's going to be, you know, like claustrophobic kind of feel or whatever you're trying to do, that, you know, you can start messing around with the panels. But if it's normal storytelling, I try to keep the paneling a little bit more normal. But Sam Keith's just like, I'm going to do everything unorthodox, but it works for him. It works for him. And that's probably why it was so popular, because he was like the only guy kind of doing this insanity in these books. And that's kind of what it is. I mean, these books are just kind of insane when you look at it, but that's what the appeal was. You know, it really did stand out in the 90s.
What does he have against the Cheetos guy?
He got a bad bag once, man. He's like, fuck that shit. Yeah. Oh, hey, Jay Lee, good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
His art is looking good. Been showing me some stuff behind the scenes of what he's working on. I dig it, man. Keep that up. He said Jim Lee is coming to Dallas, so both Jim Lee will be there and Mark Silvestri. Oh, is it Frank Miller? Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, MegaCon's got Frank Miller. Nice. He's getting up there, man. Get out and see him. No. Yeah. That is for you, John. That is a panel of all sound effects.
Yeah.
That's yours.
You know,
right
it's
there.
almost like Keith almost has like, I don't know, an underground kind of comics kind of vibe to it.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Maybe that's why I'm kind of like, ugh. Like I feel like the girls' feet stink, you know, and they don't shave.
I still suck on them. Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
what?
Doesn't shave her armpits.
But I do appreciate like the sound effects, and maybe some of those, if not all of those, are actually hand done. So that's great as well.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right on that.
You get a badass panel up top, and then you get like this comedic silhouette down below. It's weird.
Yeah, and like I was saying with Keith's art earlier, like he has very cartoony aspects, can be very funny with his stuff. He can be very detailed and dark when he wants to be as well. And he just uses it all to his advantage when he's doing storytelling, which he was one of those artists that took me a while to get into. Like there was something that was always appealing about his stuff, but then I would go through like ups and downs where I'd really love it, and then I'd just be like, it's not, I don't really dig it. But then I'd go back to like, oh man, I really love it.
Am I going to be the only one to notice that he has 2 right hands?
Oh shit, he is, or he does.
Yeah.
Come on, Sam.
Well, he's in the dream.
Look at Sean.
Damn.
Sean, you're the editor. You're making excuses for this artist.
That
No,
is true.
justifiable reasons, people.
2
Remember,
right
I'm up
hands.
for hire.
Yep, that's crazy.
Yeah, he done fucked up.
He did.
Fucked up.
Didn't even notice it all these years. Matt says, I think the crazy panel shows how Max is mentally unhinged. Yeah. I think
That
you're definitely
argument
right.
can be made for sure.
Great silhouette. Yeah. It's fun silhouette. Reminds me of the movie Critters. Good
I
time.
love that movie.
Awesome movie. Great 90s low budget horror. That's great. Sometimes he has these pages where
sometimes it's like
It's-
you look at some black and white art and you're just like, what's heads and tails of this, and like well, maybe color will sort it out. And like then you look at it like, the color really didn't kind of sort it out. Like that's how I feel. Like I'm still trying to figure out what I'm looking at, on almost every page.
Yes, yeah. Some of the like here is just, I mean, he's apparently fallen into a net. It's very, very dark, very contrasted on it, but this is again, the layout's just, it's so unorthodox.
Yeah, do you think he drew these full size?
Probably.
Yeah.
Definitely, especially back in the day, because he's drawing traditional, so he's going to want to make as much money off that artwork as possible.
True.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe even larger. Like, isn't that what Miller does? Draws like on super like 20, 30-inch paper or something crazy like that.
Matt says, good catch, Malin. Hadn't noticed the hands. Me either.
Master editor right here, guys. Master editor.
Go.
Competition.
Everything. I was just about to say, everything I've learned, I learned from Sean.
Crazy Matt said, not going to lie, the Max was never really my thing. Yeah, it's I think just in general, Sam Kieth is, you're probably either going to like his art or hate his art.
Yeah.
There's probably not in between. Artistically, it's so unorthodox. I really dig it. But he can have some stuff that, in my opinion, that's not that great. And I think the longer he goes drawing the MAXX, if you look at some of the later issues, are not that good to me.
What months did all these come out? Because I seem to recall the MAXX not coming out with any real regularity.
It wasn't.
Let's see. This is May of '93. That's issue 3. Issue 2 was April of '93.
I remember it being late though.
Oh, the first one was in 93 because it had that kid's art from 93.
Yeah.
So what are we talking? Are we talking monthly, bi-monthly?
Us says issue 1 was March, issue 2 was April, issue 3 was May.
Yeah, but that could just be they put it on there because granted this was over 30 years ago. So I just remember it being late.
Well, yeah, it could have been late after 3. So.
Yeah.
But that was it. I mean, I just remember a lot of those books being incredibly late. So
yeah, I mean they're all coming out late. You know,
Yeah.
They just took. That's another thing too. I mean, like they didn't have Marvel or whatever cracking the whip to get monthly stuff out, so they were either really enjoying their life and their money, or
they were enjoying their money.
to
They're
draw.
making a couple $100,000 to $300,000 every month.
I
They're
mean,
like,
Dale
I just made more money this month than I have in the last 3 years.
yeah. I mean, like Dale can tell you the money he got off of Pit 1, he went and bought like a freaking studio and a bunch of like band equipment and stuff. You know, like
Yeah,
Yeah, when you have money like that burning a hole in your pocket,
that's
life's-
why Todd
life's
was
different.
probably one of the smarter ones. You know, he
Yeah.
put his book out pretty regularly. He had that hiccup between 17, 18, whatever, that Todd can't count thing. Like
Mhm.
everything was like out of order.
Oh yeah.
Because he had all the guest writers
Forgot
on it, I
about
think it
that.
was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he made it up to 20. Then he handed it off while he was building his toy empire, diversifying his company.
Yeah.
But he never had that huge, big business machine that he had to kind of navigate, which, you know, make sure everyone's being paid. You know, you're 20, 40 people in your studio, you know, like Wildstorm.
Oh yeah. Extreme Wildstorm.
Yeah, you got 15 artists, you got 15 inkers, you got 15, maybe 5 writers, you got 10 people in your coloring department, you got an accountant, you got this, you know, you got taxes, you got a merchandising, you got all these different things. You got to be making sure everyone's being taken care of at all fucking times, and then you got to make your book.
Yeah.
So Todd, for the most part, just kept it down to just him doing Spawn, you know? So it was successful enough. He never felt like he needed to do a studio system. I think the only thing he ever spun off at any time, didn't he do like Boof and the Bruise Crew or something weird book like that?
He did a couple spin-offs every once in a while, but they were never like main, like
no
ongoing
series.
stuff.
Yeah,
It was just mini series and stuff. You know, the Angela mini series. What was it? The Blood Sport Spawn, or it was Blood Feud Spawn with Tony Daniel. You had that.
Well, they did
I don't
Curse
remember
of
that.
Spawn.
Was that later on?
Mickey.
What was this Blood Feud? Was that later? I don't remember that.
About 95 or so is when it came out. Summer.
Was it after Todd stopped drawing Spawn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gone when Todd stopped. I was
okay.
Right.
Yeah. This was
I was not a
after
Capullo fan.
Matt said, "Is Kieth still in the business? On and off again. You see him pop up. You know, not doing a lot of stuff though.
Not anymore. Maybe outside.
Yeah,
Not a quarter.
Yeah, he was at the Motor City Con, but he was outside looking for change.
Now he's mopping it up.
Yeah, no, he might still pop up local cons like that. So, you know, I don't know. I haven't talked to him in 3 years now. I think something like that.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Trump broke a lot of people.
Yeah, he did.
Weird.
Yeah,
you know,
the derangement syndrome was a real thing. Andrew Taz says, "How much money did Kieth and Platt make that they could just piece out of the industry like that?" Well, I mean, Platt's out making
Platt didn't make
the
that
movie
much.
business.
Platt made okay. Like, you know, people talking about the $100,000 paycheck, which I'm still not sure per issue was real.
Yeah,
I had heard, and I believe from Rob, that it was like $30,000 or $40,000 per issue. And Stephen Platt was another guy that was just, he could not do any kind of sort of regular work, you know, so he did not make the money. He was, you know, he was doing profit. He was doing someone else's property, whereas Sam Kieth was doing his own property. Dale Keown was doing his own property. So, you know, basically Platt was getting a page rate, so he wasn't making any kind of killer bank. And then he went from comics to doing storyboards, I believe.
Yep.
So he's a working man. He's a working man. He'll be a working man the rest of his life too.
Chauncey said Keith's drawing hand started having chronic issues around this time, so his details started to drop. Oh, I didn't know that. But that would make sense, though. If you start looking at the later issues of the MAXX, he changed his style quite a bit and became, a lot more shapes, I would say. Sumo, I was into the darkness of Witchblade during all this. Yeah.
Same, yeah.
Well, I mean, I was into Image during this time. I mean, this was back when Image was putting out some fire books, you know, like all the studios were putting out some great art, fantastic art. Obviously, you know, the characters were great. This was when it was fun to go to the comic book store and look at the shelves. There was some, you know, that was fun back in the day. Let's see.
Wait, didn't Dan create Cygor and Todd stole it from him?
that is the
Excuse
theory.
me. No, that's essentially what happened was my understanding, as told from Dan, was Todd really liked Dan's character Gorilla, the purple gorilla from Black Flag, and wanted to make a toy about it. At some point, there was some kind of hesitation in there somewhere where I'm not sure if it was on Todd's part or Dan's part, and then Todd said, "You know what? Actually, I don't need your character. I can just make my own purple grape or whatever robotic ape
A robotic
character."
ape, yep.
Made Cygor. Yeah.
Which
Damn.
I was that was one of the Spawn characters I never liked. I was just like, what? You're in a book of demons and angels and monsters, and then you got a cybernetic ape or gorilla.
It doesn't bother me. I mean, he had overkill, overt kill.
That's another character I didn't like. But that was something they created. Him and Rob created in that fucking.
Well, I mean, but that kind of shows you the Todd McFarlane playbook a little bit, right? Like, I don't need to take your cybernetic ape when I can make my own cybernetic ape,
right?
And he didn't have to take. Maybe he shares ownership with Overkill with Rob, but I think they cut Stan out, and that was Stan's name, so it became Overkill.
Yep, I got you.
But he might have cut Rob out of anything with that as well. That would have been an interesting thing to ask Rob. Actually, is hey, do you own anything on Overkill?
Yeah, because Overkill showed up in like a Team Youngblood, like a couple issues of Team Youngblood fought Bad Rock, and that was the only time I ever saw him in any of Rob's stuff. So. Mark said Joe Mad's Battle Chaser issue 10 finally comes out at the end of the year. It will be 21 years between issues. Yeah, and he's not even drawing.
He's not drawing it.
I don't even know if he's doing the cover. It's like, come on, you at least do the cover, make some money.
But the main thing about this is justice for Dan.
Justice for Dan. That's right. Let's see. McFarlane was a savage. Yeah, I mean, it's shrewd businessman. That's why he's gotten where he's gotten. Image comics no one really talks about, which I love. Image comic no one talks about, which I love, was Crimson, the vampire comic.
Yeah, that's fun.
I don't think I ever got into that, honestly. Like I was
first 8 or 9 books were really good illustration, and then he got really dumb into that simplistic animation form, which is like, oh.
Yeah, just not a fan of that. Just enough kill. Just enough kill. I like it. Farg also said that he had beef with Jim Lee over Gen 13. Dan had a concept for a book with teens called Nestlings.
Jim Lee steals everything. Your titles, your wife.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's just it. Like, you got to be careful about running your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, you tell everybody what you're going to do, then, everyone's going to say, okay, well, let me just put it my
version.
Because any idea you come up with is basically your spin on another thing anyway.
Right.
So outside of somebody, if I don't know, he had nestlings and Jim Lee created hatchlings, then I could probably say, okay, Gen 13 to what actually was originally called, wasn't it Gen X?
Yeah, then they got a cease and desist.
But that's just it. That's the exact same game that people are going to be playing. Okay, well, I came too close to the fire in that one, so I have to change it to this. Just. You got to let things go to a certain degree,
I figured that he probably knew something about Generation X while he was still at Marvel. I mean, you got to imagine they go to all those writers' meetings and stuff, and they know what's coming down the line, And I guarantee you that there was probably whispers of Generation X for Marvel. And he's like, well, I'm going to come out with it first and come out with Gen X, kind of whatever, play on that X thing, kind of like what Rob tried to do with Executioners. But regardless, like if you have a good idea out there, guys, keep it to yourself. Yeah. Don't tell everybody, because someone's going to come out with a different version of it if it's a really, really awesome idea, especially back in the day when everybody was so competitive to try to get an edge over their even their buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
sorry.
Image was built on that, though.
Right.
Again, Pitt is Hulk. Spawn is Spider-Man with a cape, maybe Prowler, who Todd also drew at Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Prowler,
just that is what it is. Okay, I got a doodle. I do it. Okay, who cares? It was still right close to the vest. It's like that's just it. People are always walking the line on what they're doing. And then they make their own fucking thing, and people are like, oh man, that's a close one. And how close is it?
Yeah.
If I don't tell you about it, then you can't steal it. Now you can come up with something similar, but you can't steal it because I didn't tell you about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Crazy Man says, I have a great idea. Want to hear it? Yeah, if it's that great, I'll rip it off.
No, you throw it out in the ether, then it's out, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, like look at me. So I can come up with a bazillion things for Graveyard Shift, Godlike. Have I heard it in a chat somewhere? Possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's just so much information that comes out there and things that, you know, I'm absorbing from all these different areas. Then you throw in a memory issue. It's like, I hope I came up with that. You know, like we'll be lettering a book. Like we were lettering Graveyard Shift 4. And, you know, we would do like several day passes on it. We'd give it one good dust up, and then we'd send it to the writer and be like, hey, do any tweaks? And then we'd go back through what Eric and I went on one final time. There are probably like 2 or 3 cases where I'm like, hey, let's change this line here to this because it just sounds cool. And then it turns out 3 pages later, there's that line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, you know, shit is how it is, man. You know, but if you want to know that nobody's grabbing your ideas or anything, zip it up. Zip it up. You know what I mean?
Like, it's cool that people want to know what we're doing, but they're like, what are you doing after type 1? I'm not, you'll find out when I get to there. You know, it's like, you got to keep it to what it is.
Crazy Mads.
You
got me.
But yeah, that's kind of like being a creator at 40 years old.
42.
Or 42.
Or 22 for me. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I've got 30 years of memories of comic book reading. So when I come up with an idea or I come up with, you know, even a pose or a stance that I'm drawing, chances are it's probably because I saw it at some point in my life, you know. So like it's hard to get away from that. Even character, you know, Reaper Destroyer is a derivative of probably 4 different characters specifically, but got a bunch of different characters I put in there. You know, it's comics, man. Like everything's a derivative of something. A story's been told going back to whenever. Basically, you try to tell it the best you can with a new twist on it. You know, and you just can keep going forward.
Look at that gut.
What is going on here?
It looks like fucking.
I give up. I don't know. Yeah, I like Sam Keith's art for sure. Was never a fan of how he drew the ladies. That is for sure.
She looked like she had abortion out of abortion.
But the blacks on her look good, like all that heavy shadowing, kind of Jay Lee-esque, you know, or Mignola. I mean, blacks are good. I don't care what people say. I love the blacks.
You heard it here.
I don't care what Sean says. I love the blacks.
Yeah. Somebody clip that right now.
He's racist. No, he's Mexican on paper.
Josh was asked why Eric July hasn't shared anything. He's a musician. Other musicians steal others' music before it's recorded. Well, the only thing about music is, one, you can steal a vibe. Like if somebody's doing a chug, I mean, it's easy for another guitarist to be like, oh, I know how to do that, you know. But to steal an actual song, I mean, you got to really be able to know exactly how they're putting stuff together or have hard copies of that down.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, some of it I think is just kind of paranoia on some people's parts, but you don't want to give a very good idea out.
Eric is presumably right next to the launch. Like, he can show whatever he wants. It doesn't matter. It's go time. You know what I mean? So you can start telling what your story is about. He's going to be presumably, I think the book's supposed to be done when he's launching. So, or maybe before, I don't know, because I don't think he's doing a campaign. I think he's doing like a web store or something.
Yeah, right off of his website, I think.
The moment he shows that publicly, it's his. Like the visual of it is his. And other than that, once it's released out into the open, into the wild, just like we're saying, people can make derivatives of your ideas all day long. I can take basically exactly what you did, change it up just certain degrees in certain areas, plop out one fight scene, put in you know, like that's it. There's nothing that's going to stop anybody pre or post from doing that. Like once they see your idea and they're inspired and they want to start making their project somewhere around the realm of what they believe your project is about, then they're going to do it. Doesn't matter. He can put the biggest trademark copyright on his fucking project, and if I ever see anybody do a fan art of my thing, I'll sue him. It's not gonna stop people from making derivatives of that property, especially at this point. So if he is truly about to launch within a month, you know, just get it the fuck out there. Let's start seeing it. Hopefully he's got a fire artist. I said, man, like, if he wants to make a lot of money, he better be hiring Kane and White. But
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I keep hearing White.
I hit up Kane, and Kane doesn't want to do interiors. So,
oh really? Just wants to focus on covers and shit. Huh?
I guess he's making money doing them.
I
don't know where they're buying them, but he's.
I was just gonna say, I guess if you're making that money, but I guess you also have to have a love for doing interior work. It's something I've heard Liefeld talk about. Like, you really have to have a love for storytelling. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of cover artists and pinup artists out there that just want to draw the fun stuff. But I really enjoy drawing interiors. So it's
telling the story. Yeah.
I noticed this is the exact same panel from issue 1, except flopped.
Calvin Hobbes.
Yep, it's the exact same jigsaw kind of weird cutout panel there, just flipped. Interesting. Got Eric the Guapo in the house. Hell, Eric, good to see you.
What if these symbols are like an alien language and he's been spelling this shit out for like 6 issues? Like,
oh man, now that is something to go look through these. Yeah, maybe there's a code in here.
Maybe there's a code in there. We need to get someone with what was that mental disease where they think they're like spies and stuff, and
Down syndrome.
No, remember that Russell Crowe movie where he's like,
"Oh, Beautiful Mind."
Yeah, we some Beautiful Mind shit going on.
Yeah.
Break the Sam Keith code.
Crazy Mad said, "But don't you have Jose Garcia? That dude is dope. He is dope."
Yeah. What was the question?
What is it? I don't know. What was that talking about? Yeah, I don't know. Crazy Mad, clarify that. Savage Dragon is the gayest looking superhero. You know what? I will still say this. Early Savage Dragon was fire. I dug it. I will
what I believe was an original miniseries, right? Did they start back over at 1? Did they go 1, 2, 3, then 1 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original miniseries was fire.
Yeah.
So
I totally dig that. Street Sharks before Street Sharks. I don't even know when Street Sharks came out, or if maybe Larson ripped Street Sharks off.
94, 95. Yeah, it's Mako.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Street Sharks ripped him off.
But Larson was like a guy that was producing, like, that's someone that even in a down market with him continuing to put out material to whatever degree, I think he might have slowed down somewhere along the lines. But in that first 3 years of Image, if you're able to keep putting out monthly books, and if you're only making $50,000 an issue, that times 12, 12 a month. So Larson should have made out like a fucking bandit in the first year. Probably better than most people, because again, he wasn't someone that expanded into a huge studio. He had one big spinoff that I remember, that Kill Cat, and I think wasn't that Andy
Freak
Smith?
Force.
Yeah, he did Kill Cat. He did
Freak Force. Deadly Duel.
Eventually Super Patriot.
Super Patriot.
Yeah.
He did a bunch.
Those
of
are all
small
minis,
stuff.
right?
Miniseries. Yeah, he did miniseries. Never did another ongoing series.
Yeah, no huge commitment to people's lives and multi-year investments and things like that. So,
and Freak Force was canceled in like the late teens, early 20s at best. So,
this is kind of cool. We saw Sam Keith around. So I jumped to issue 6 because I can't find the rest of my issues, but he really started kind of leaning into doing some more of this kind of painter style within his art. Which
almost Rosetta now.
Yeah, brought a kind of cool uniqueness to his comics. A little bit more cartoony there, but I always really enjoyed his painter style. It's very
look how I mean, that's insane cartoony. He's not doing MAXX and that chick like that the whole time though, right?
No, I think it's something to do with like somebody's psyche. Like you're seeing either in the book plays heavily into people's whatever they're making up, I guess. So that's when he kind of leans into like to the cartoonist aspect. And this is kind of like Calvin and Hobbes, a little bit. You can kind of see the way he drew Julie or whatever. She's very cartoony.
No, it's not. It's a piece he did. He just stamped in the fucking book. There's the end of his signature at the bottom left.
Yeah.
He's cheating.
It could be. Yeah, it could be. I mean, but
smart.
Smart, exactly smart. Jasper said, Dale let it slip that Sam Keith might be watching the Comics Get King stream last night. Am I the only one that caught that? I heard him talking about Keith, but Dale.
I think I remember a mention. I thought it was like a joke or something, but Who knows?
Yeah. Why'd you hit up White when you have Garcia? Was what I was
White.
getting at.
I have
No,
lot of books in progress, guys. So
yeah, I think he was talking about.
I'm
Eric
looking for
July.
about 3 different artists right now.
Hail Green Laser. I think Garcia came in later.
Yeah.
Yeah, John's always he's giving that money out, people.
Mhm.
Just so you know, he's providing.
No, I'm
jobs.
trying. I'm trying to
Yeah.
give it out. Okay. Look, there's flaky people out there. People that just don't have what it takes, and the struggle is real.
That one dude that did those cards for you, I forget his name.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That guy came out of nowhere.
No, he didn't. I knew where he was.
We didn't.
He was hanging around. I said, "Hey,
Very talented guy.
Come do this."
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his style. It's got that 90s feel. Very
I'll buy
much
whatever
into
he
it.
does.
No, his cards are tremendous, and looking forward to see what he's going to do for the main book.
Eric says, "John, how's Godlight coming along?"
Which leads into that the same artist. He's doing the story for Vaughn. I need an artist for one of my other stories, and I'm in the 20s right now.
Nice,
Mhm.
nice, kicking ass. Green Lady said, "But you are a great artist, John. So you need to draw everything." That's true.
Sometimes I think I have to, you know what I mean? But there's not enough time. There's not enough time. I can do my own work, and I can do the editing for the other project, Graveyard Shift, and writing. And other than that, like, I'm pretty much maxed out. So the only way I could write and draw everything would be for me to just write and draw one project and do everything, and that would be a full-time job, and there'd be zero time to promote it. So it just doesn't work out like that.
Well,
Chris
maybe you'll be
Matt says,
maxed
check
out
out
after
Dean
this
Dane.
issue.
Dean James.
I don't know what that means.
I think Dean James is he goes under
Illustrator.
Comics Mate, but yeah, he's an artist, so he's throwing out
No.
things to look at.
Well, I got a thing on Twitter. If anyone that knows how to draw sequentials, tell them to go post on my Twitter.
Yeah,
That's
Post
all
a
you gotta
link.
do.
Post a link, as he said.
Yeah, post the link.
You mean, John, you don't have the interested pull the Liefeld and just do layouts for everybody?
I've done it.
No, have you? Oh, there you go. Never mind.
Yeah, guys, I'm telling you, I'm a fully functional editor. So when I have to draw over, and I don't want to, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to draw over people. So learn your craft and don't make me have to work even harder, because if I have to work even harder, then eventually I'm just going to look for someone that I don't have to do all the extra work on top of.
Yeah, John
So
wants
if you're a writer, you better be writing your fucking ass off. If you're an artist, you better be doing your job. And so on, right on down the line. So if I have to do everything, then why am I paying you guys good money?
exactly.
You know what I mean?
True.
John's not training anybody here. He's bringing in professionals.
This ain't fucking art school. Like, I'm just here to fucking pay you to do a job that you are supposed to have wanted to do your entire life and trained for. And then you get in here and I have to draw over you. And look, I understand when certain things, like small little things, need to be found. That's what I was talking about earlier with like Wildstorm. You know, when you have very, very competent artists that are already drawing like they've been in the industry for fucking 10 years, you know, again, J. Scott Campbell. You know what I mean? Like, your worst nightmare dealing with him is, hey man, can you give me a little extra room for a word balloon?
Right.
You know, like that's not so bad. And that's not even a concern for me very much, because my process is always, by the time we get to the lettering phase, we will chop out entire blocks of text just to put in, and we will make sure that we can do whatever we can to put that one word balloon in there to just make it fit and look like it was always planned to be that way.
Yeah, there's ways you can work around that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I do the same thing too. I draw all my pages and I'll go back and script it. I got a loose idea what's going on and how I'm gonna approach it. But if I have to trim back dialogue, you do. Yeah.
But if you work with the sensitive writer or something like that, you have to understand that can be a thing that they get upset about. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
if you're at Marvel DC, Mark Miller isn't going to want you to be butchering out any of his fucking shit because you hired an artist that couldn't bother to plan for his dialogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you're working from a full script, draw on the word balloons, guys. Like make sure this shit is going to line up. Like, that's part of your job. You know what I mean? To think through every single page. If you're handed the Marvel style script, which is just plot, then you just leave kind of like a complimentary room for a little bit. Yeah, here's someone can say a quip. Here's someone can put in more lines here if they feel ambitious. You do it as you go along. That's the Marvel style. But when you have like a full script already there, and you know that this one line is going to have a block of text, like it's a fucking book, then you don't make the panels with one word balloon take up 90% of the page, and then you leave one small panel for that one thing that has the big block of text. Like, that's your job. Read the script, read the descriptions of the panels, read the script of the words that go in there, draw a couple ovals for your word balloons, and then draw the fucking, lay it out. It doesn't have to be pretty. Stick figures work fine. But that's the thought process that you have to be dealing with when you're dealing with thumbnails. You can't just say, oh, well, there's a lot of words here. Fuck it. Well, let somebody else figure it out down the way. It doesn't
learn your craft. Definitely
learn your craft, guys. So don't make your editor have to turn into the bad guy because you keep doing silly things. So
Wiley J draws hail, by the way, says never read an issue of the MAXX, but I dug the art. Awesome. That's what this series is about, just to introduce anybody that might not have seen this before.
Be right back.
Some cool art. Question for we'll ask him.
We'll get back to that.
Jose obviously saves you time and grief. Yeah.
Well, Jose's a concept professional. Like he's not just a comic book artist. He's an animator. So that's proper storytelling. Like
he's a guy that knows what's up. Like he's been through it. When you got, let's say, first time artists. Let's say me and Sean. Like you got to have years of learning how to draw. And right. I've said it before on Ott and stuff, when there's tons of information out there to learn how to draw. It's not just putting sequential, panels here and there on the page. There's a way things are done. There's a way to tell the story. You got to keep in mind the script. Which is, I enjoy doing my own book because I vaguely know what I'm going to do in the script, so I can leave the amount of room I think I'm going to need, and I'll work around that. But if I was working for somebody else, what John just said, that makes all the difference in the world. Drawing some quick, just circle bubbles so you can kind of get a feel where the dialogue might be, and then you're not drawing over it. You're not crowding the box.
It's important to have an editor as well, myself included.
Sean's an artist. I know him for his great editorial work.
Oh, just you wait.
I want Jose to fulfill Lumavox. I have no idea when that's coming. That wasn't one that I backed, but I'm not sure on that one, Jasper.
But we can make up a rumor if you'd like.
Yeah. He's fulfilling.
Week from Thursday.
Yeah, week from Thursday. It's coming out.
Week from Thursday.
That man organizes his time well. Talking about Jose, he seems to have his stuff done. I mean, his stuff down. Like he's a fast artist. He's got a lot of projects going on. It seems to be doing very well. So he works on multiple projects at once all the time. Yeah, and I think isn't Lumavox like 100 pages or something? Like it's a huge book, isn't it?
That's what she said.
Oh, that's what she said.
I don't know, but I just know he's constantly busy. He made that post a week or two ago about having to step back for a bit. But he's the type of dude that he's putting in the work. Like you'll still see his shit out one way or another. He may not be socializing or streaming, but he's putting in the work that's got to get out there. So,
well, we're waiting for John to get back. Oh yeah, 180 pages, says Mike. It's a big book, a lot of pages to put out. If you guys haven't seen it already, this is the finished pencils for the wrapped around cover for Reaper Destroyer that I sent out. I mailed out to Bat, who's going to be inking the book or inking the cover. Hopefully he gets this by the end of the week and starts jamming on this because I can't wait to see what he's going to do. I sent this picture to him. He was at a con over the weekend. He said he thought it looks great. Looks like a lot of fun. He can't wait to get in there and inking on it. And I told him just go a little top cow on it. That's all I gotta say. Just put a little
over
top
the top.
cow on there.
Over the top.
Hoo-ha. 2 books started as one. He's a maniac. That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, you gotta have skills. You gotta have speed to be able to pump out that many pages. That's just more power to you. I would not venture in there myself. That's a lot. That is an absolute lot.
It's signed up for Reaper Destroyer. The IGG mailing list now goes live May 14th on Bancroft's channel. We're going to be partying all day, every day.
All day.
I'm going to try to find my shirt. that my mother
shit.
made for
You got that
us.
still?
It's in storage. If I can find it, I'm gonna be rocking the fuck out of that old. I might have to wash it. It's been many years.
I feel like I still have mine somewhere. I know I came
Yeah.
across it when I was moving once, and I was like, "Oh shit, I still got it." It's in a box with a bunch of my other stuff from
Right.
my old studio back in the day. But yeah, you should do that. That'd be awesome.
If I could find
That
it.
would be awesome. Yeah. So, long story short, I went out to a New York convention,
New York Comic Con
New York
07.
Comic Con, 07, and Sean's brother-in-law Bruce was the inker on the original book, and I met up with him. We went to that's where I met Sean, and when I showed up, Sean's mom had made these Reaper Destroyer shirts. It was a white shirt. It had this image on it.
That was for Chicago.
Oh, it's for Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So it had this image on it, and it was just cool. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was very, very cool. I got mine somewhere. I know.
Your first merch, I would say.
That was.
Yeah.
I don't need inks or colors on that. Yeah.
Well, I said he should have just shot from pencils, but he does have Matt Banning inking it, so
yeah,
he's going to add his pizzazz and jizz to it. It's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be sick. But thank you, Crazy Matt. I appreciate that. Mike said, "This is beautiful, Joe. The spirit of Image, 100%." Thank you. And that's exactly what I'm trying to capture, guys. I'm trying to bring back the vibe of the old Image books. Going the dark superhero route, exaggeration. All the stuff that I loved growing up as a kid. I am pouring into this book. I'm producing probably the best work I've ever produced, and I've got an insanely good team that I'm working with. That's just gonna polish this up and make it look even better. My kids brought Graveyard Shift to school. Legit, all of his friends are ticked because they can't get Graveyard Shift at the comic shop. What do you recommend, John? They want your books in Orlando, sir. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Well, an affordable price is getting collected editions, but everything's only available in the campaign. So, but also if they're kids, be warned. I mean, we do have a baby being blown out of a woman's.
That's a good point.
Hopefully it was a Catholic school they went to.
But I will say, parents, be responsible for your children. But I will say, Graveyard Shift is a book that I would have read at 14. So
yeah. And I would say the content, that makes a lot. I mean, the content for Reaper Destroyer, I would say, is probably about 14 on up as well. It's if you read anything in the 90s, it's got the same kind of level of violence or whatever you want to say, graphic violence. Nothing too gratuitous.
Yeah, one lady wrote and asked about about buying a copy for her son, and she was worried about about the sexual, any sexuality with it. And I said, you don't have to worry about the sexuality. You got to worry about the violence. That's
yeah.
That's like, it's weird. We're more afraid of sex than we are of violence and decapitations for our kids.
Even
I just think it's interesting where we're always putting this stuff, but maybe have them here instead of like that. Like
maybe even it out a little bit.
Yeah, like the violence, guys. That I don't know. Look, I would have loved it when I was 14. All the sex, all the violence, and that's what I do. So
Jasper had asked, did Jim Zub give full scripts for Thunderbolts?
I believe so. Yeah, no, Jim, I believe, was someone that was talking to me originally about doing word balloons, like laying out word balloons. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So, no, Jim's up. Like, I know I don't think he's on our side at all, but,
that's unfortunate.
Enjoyed my time with the guy. He got me he got me invited to that Toronto, whatever fan expo or whatever that was. So we went out there, so, I like the guy, met his wife, nice lady.
High school freshmen are trying to get this. They are all hustle to see whose dad has a credit card to buy. They settle for the Red Room. Yeah, so it looks like you got a fan base brewing down there amongst the teens. Do it.
Hell, young people.
Do it.
Well, if you have a bunch of young people that are into YouTube, if Joe and I get to 1,000 subscribers by our 2-year anniversary, we'll be doing a contest for original John Malin art.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, you don't like John Malin art because we don't see our numbers bumping up. I'm joking. But
Yes.
if we get to 1,000 by May 6th, we will figure out how to do a contest to get out to somebody anywhere in the United States or United States territory dominated. Hail America. So yeah, just please like, share, out and stuff.
Absolutely. That's gonna
Don't make John upset. We don't like that.
Yeah. And clearly, if you don't get us to 1,000 backers, it means that you don't like John's art.
Yeah.
You know, so we know who you are.
Yeah, we know who you
exactly
are.
Who you are.
We'll find you.
Yeah, we'll find you. It's not gonna be pretty, guys.
We'll tickle you.
So I see how my friends are trying to manipulate me in this.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
So yeah,
learn from the best.
That is the pencils for the wraparound cover headed out to Matt Bat Banning to be inked. And then Kyle Ritter is going to do a fantastic job on coloring that beast and bringing it together. And I can't wait to get that out to you. Hail, Jeremy. Good to see you, brother. We got Hulk has no eyebrows. John, just like John. Yeah, it's a self-portrait.
But there's eyebrows. You're just mad.
Don't threaten me with good time, Sean.
Nice.
Oh, we do around here, guys.
Well, you know.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I know a lot of people were streaming. It's always fun having John on here looking at awesome comic book art. Again, if you missed it, Tuesday the 26th, we're going to be having Dale Keown on here. We're going to talk about the Pit series, everything about it. It's going to be, what do you call it, Sean? What are we naming this? You had
Pit Unwrapped?
Unwrapped Pit? Unwrapped. I think
it's Unwrapped Pit.
So that's going to be fun. It's going to be a deep dive into the psyche of the man that created Pit. So I'm looking forward to that. And maybe we'll get an answer about that John Malin, Dale Keown cover. We'll see. Tune in.
I don't think so.
Tune in April 26th at 10 p.m. right here on Joe M. Sonzak for that information. Before we get out of here, John, what do you got going on, man? Where are you going to be next?
Oh, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. my channel, we're going to talk to Tug. I sent invites out to bring in some of the Jack Show people if they're up for it. Shane, Ethan. So we're going to promote his project. I might as well plug it right here. Hunt the Littlest Umbrella. It's available on Indiegogo right now, guys. We want to be sure Tug does very well. He's always been very good for everybody in Comicscape. So show your love to Tug. Back that book.
Absolutely. Sean, what are you doing, man?
I just got the Type 1 mailing list. Mailing list signed up. Thanks everybody that's done that so far. Launching sometime July. And the Marat Michaels variant will be back to me hopefully in a week or so from the printers. And I will start fulfillment.
Yeah, and I got the silver foil ash can. The Reaper Destroyer is in. I'm gonna start fulfilling here pretty soon. Tomorrow night on Odd Stuff we have Mandy. Yes. Mandy Summers is gonna jump on. We're gonna talk about Gem Shock and a bunch of other stuff. It's gonna be a fun show. So tomorrow at 9:00. Reaper Destroyer launching May 14th, Saturday at 9 p.m. on Michael Bancroft's channel. Be there. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do some drinking. I can't wait. And that's it, guys. It should have been May.
Know it should have been May.
Should have been May.
I know.
Told you.
I know.
But thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Fun as always. We will see you tomorrow night for Odd and Stuff. Take care of yourselves. Have fun. And as always, picture me naked. Talk to you later. Peace.